Hello everyone, this is Jackie again, and coming to you today with another yoga class. And I just wanted to kind of focus a little bit on earth, grounding, starting to kind of bring us back down from all the stress that we're handling right now. So if you have a moment, join me on the mat. Feel free to grab a mat. If you don't have one, just go ahead and lay on the carpeting or something, but if you have your mat, awesome. Grab blocks if you have it, straps if you have it, a blanket, whatever you have is perfect, and then we will get started. So go ahead and come over to your mat. I'm going to take a blanket, and it can be any blanket, and just fold it nicely so that maybe you can sit on the edge. Let the sit bones feel more grounded into the blanket, and let the knees come down just a little bit more than the sit bones, so you feel the hips and the front of the hips opening. And then also with the grounding, let's inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, and then exhale, hands to heart center. Maybe you can close your eyes, and maybe you let the hands just rest with the palms down on top of the thighs. Let those shoulders be nice and heavy. Feel everything softening. Can you rock forward and backward, just feeling those sit bones rooting into the earth, and maybe left to right. And then find that place where you feel centered, grounded, connected to earth. And just let everything go. If you can't close the eyes, just let the gaze soften down towards the floor. And let's take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale. One more big one. Exhale. Now this time, inhale through the nose. Can you fill up the belly below the belly button? Letting the belly rise and soften. Feel the air come up through the rib cage, all the way up to the top of the chest, into the throat. Exhale, let everything go. Inhale, fill up the belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, let it all go. Maybe a gentle hug and lift from the pelvic floor up and in to release that last drop of air. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to take a 4-6 count of breath. We're going to inhale for 4 and exhale for 6. When you elongate or release the exhale slower, that helps to release stress and ground you as well. So, inhale and exhale first. And start your inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take one more on your own. And then just let it go. And just notice how it feels. Any changes, good or different. And maybe bring an intention or a dedication for your practice today. Mine is to just bring some peace to myself and to the world. Hopefully I can extend that energy out. Positive energy, a little calmness. And then when you're ready, gently float the eyes open. And let's switch the cross of our legs, bringing that other one in front, the opposite one behind. Beautiful. Inhale, reach those arms up and overhead. Exhale, push the air down. Let the shoulders be heavy. Inhale, scoop it up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale it up. And then this time, exhale, you're going to bring the right hand behind you. Left hand is going to cross over your right thigh. Take a nice twist. Feel those sit bones rooted in. The sit bones are grounding while the top of the head is reaching up towards the sky. And the twist is coming from the rib cage. As maybe you're looking over that right shoulder, just gazing so gently, opening up the spine, twisting the organs. One more breath. And then all the way back up, reach up. And then over to the left. Left hand behind, right hand crosses over the left thigh. Gaze is over the left shoulder, only if it feels good for the neck. Twisting only from the rib cage. Relaxing the shoulders. Spine is tall. And inhale, reach it all the way back to the center. Exhale, hands down. Beautiful. Let's bring our hands to our shins. We're going to do a few seated cat and cows. And we're going to start by inhaling. We're going to swoop our chest forward, lift the gaze. Exhale, we're going to round our spine. We're going to tuck our chin, sit back onto those sit bones. Inhale, swoop it forward. Exhale, round. Two more. Breathing in and out the nose if you're not feeling stuffy. And then going all the way back up to seated. Beautiful. Take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers like this. Roll the shoulders back and down. Maybe you're pressing the knuckles into the blanket or the floor. Roll the shoulders back and away, and maybe the gaze is up towards the ceiling. Let's kind of open the chest a little bit, open our heart, but also the shoulders from being hunched over. Maybe we're on computers, on our phones, driving. Sometimes when we get more stressed, we hunch. So open the chest. Open the shoulders. One more breath. And then gently come all the way back up. Beautiful. Go ahead and move that blanket off to the side. And we're going to turn alongside of our mat here. And we're going to come into a boat pose. So from here, find those sit bones rooted nice. So find them grounding. Come to your feet is flat on the floor. Your shoulders are relaxed, but feel like you're being pulled up with the chest. Relax here. So feel like you can lean back a little bit. Maybe you grab behind the thighs. Relax the shoulders. Maybe you lift one leg up and you do the other. Maybe you lift both up at the same time. So find that the toes are flexing back towards your face. I always say it's like you're stepping into a pair of high heel shoes for ladies. Relax the shoulders. And then gently round it forward. Take a little break, arch that back, deep breath in. And let's come on back to boat. So coming back to your favorite position here, feel that rooting, the grounding earth. And maybe one leg up and the other. If you're ready, legs can straighten. You can even release the hands. So knees can stay bent. You can even alternate toe touching. Whatever feels better for you. We're going to count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down, round it forward, hug it out. Relax the shoulders, one big breath. And then exhale, release. One last time. go ahead and plant those feet, relax the shoulders, lifting one leg up, the other leg up, wherever you want to be, opening up the arms, maybe extending the legs. Beautiful. Count for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Round the spine. Take a breath here. Beautiful. And then let's come back to that comfortable seat real quick. We're just going to do one little neck stretch here. So I'm going to just turn and face you, just so it's easier. We're going to take our hands behind our back again. We're going to interlace our fingers. And then can you bring it around? So let me turn behind here so you can see. We're going to interlace the fingers. We're going to wrap that arm around. So we're going to wrap it around the left hip. We're going to relax the shoulders down the back. And then this right shoulder is nice and heavy. Let the left ear come to the left shoulder as that right ear releases. If this is too much to hold on, you can even just let this right hand stay here and let the left arm come down. Take a breath here. And reach those arms behind you. Maybe make a little kickstand. And then bring that over to the right hip. So you're going to hook it around. Let that right shoulder be just as heavy as the left. And then the right ear comes over to the right shoulder. And a nice stretch here. Breathe. And then releasing the hands behind you. A nice little kickstand once more. Beautiful. Release the shoulders. All right, we're going to play with coming up. So a lot of things I like to teach are functional yoga. So what do we need to do? Sometimes we're on the floor and we need to be able to get up. So we want to be able to continually use our core and our muscles. So you may be able to just come on up to a comfortable stand here. But maybe it takes a little bit. Maybe you can't quite do that. Maybe your knees don't bend that way. So maybe your hands come to the floor, or you find your blocks. Or sometimes it feels nice just to kind of rock it back and forth. And maybe you get enough momentum to come all the way up. Once you're there, go ahead and meet me at the top of the mat for mountain pose. Once you're here, you're going to look down at your feet. Imagine you've bumped 2 fists together, and that is going to be what I call hip distance. Lift and spread the toes nice and wide so you feel the ball of the big toe, the ball of the pinky toe, the middle of the heel connecting to the earth, grounding in. You're a mountain. You're nice and strong and sturdy. The thighs are lifting up away from the knees. A nice little bend in the knees helps to keep that pressure away from the backs of the knees. Shoulders are heavy. Palms are facing forward. Neck is relaxed. Find this mountain pose very strong, very still, but very calming. One more breath. Beautiful. Inhale, reach and circle those arms up and overhead. Exhale as you forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale, half lift. Your hands come to your shins. Exhale, fold. Let's bend those knees. Let's set those sit bones back behind you. We're going to come into chair pose. So sometimes I like to start with my fingertips down. If you have your blocks here, you can always use those. Feel free to grab those at any time. Lifting those arms all the way up and overhead. Option to have your hand at your heart center, arms up, or cactus arms. Where does it feel amazing for you? Find that chair pose. Sit it back, sit bones back. Beautiful. One more breath. Exhale, fold it down. Plant those hands. Step the right foot back. Step the left foot back. You have your downward dog. This is our first downward dog of the class here today. So let's walk it out. Let one heel come to the mat, the other heel come to the mat, and this is called walking the dog. Make sure those fingers are spread nice and wide, meaning all your fingertips are pressing into the earth. Your hands are like starfish, and the palms are not pressing into the floor, so the wrists are sore. You want to feel like there's a little ladybug or a butterfly underneath there. You don't want to crush it. All right, one more breath. Beautiful. Let's extend our right leg into the sky. Let's curl the knee to the nose one time. And then extend it all the way back up again. Step it all the way through. So if you bend that left knee, you'll help it step it through. Take the left foot, bump it out, lower the heel, press into both feet as you rise all the way up for warrior one. So we're working on earth elements. We're working on grounding. Warrior one is very grounding. Can you feel the ball of the big toe, ball of the pinky toe, middle of the heel? Can you even feel the outside of that left foot pressing into the mat? Make sure your right knee is bending over your ankle, not in front of it. And if you glance down, you can at least see the tip of your big toe. Beautiful. Shoulders relaxed. Remember, you always have different arm options. Wherever you are is perfect. One more breath. And releasing the hands down to the mat. Go ahead and turn that back heel up. Step that right foot back. Downward dog. We're going to do a vinyasa. You're going to wave it forward, finding your plank. If you're ready, go ahead and have the knees up. Otherwise, I'm going to start with my knees down, bending my elbows along my rib cage all the way down. Tops of the feet on the mat, pressing in, knees lifting. Inhale, lift up for a baby cobra here. Big breath. And release it, tuck the toes under, rolling over knees, lifting up the hips, downward dog. Big breath. And the left leg is going to rise. Knee to your nose one time. Extending that leg, stepping it all the way through. Bumping that right foot out, heel comes down. Rising all the way up for your warrior one. This time your left knee is bent. You can see your big toe. All 3 points of both feet are connecting to the earth. Shoulders are relaxed on the back. Outside of that right foot is pressing in. One more breath. Bringing those hands down. Step it on back. This is your vinyasa. You can always skip it if you'd like. Just needing a downward dog. Coming all the way down. Untucking the toes. Tops of the feet. Roll all the way up for your cobra. Tucking the toes. Lifting the hips. Downward dog. Rising high to the ball of your feet. Bend your knees. Look forward, walk or float your feet, or even bunny hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Grab opposite elbow here. Let the belly come to the thighs. And you want to feel nice and strong. Maybe let everything release. You can take opposite elbows, framing there to make a little window for your head. Big breath. And gently rolling all the way up. Reach up. Hands to your heart. Find that mountain pose. Connecting to your breath. Lift and spreading the toes. Feel that heartbeat. Bringing your attention back to your intention or dedication for your practice today. Let's inhale, reach those arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back to downward dog. Beautiful. Maybe bend the knees. Hover them to the mat so you're not actually bringing them down. And then straighten the legs, letting the heels go back towards the mat, but not necessarily have to connect to the mat. Bend the knees, hover, and then straighten. And one more time, bend the knees, hover, and then straighten the legs. Beautiful. Take the right leg and extend it all the way up to the sky. Knee to nose one time underneath you. Extend it all the way up and step it all the way through towards the right thumb. Go ahead and spin that back heel down. Look at your feet. Line it up heel to heel or heel to arch. Come all the way up and join me for warrior two. So in warrior two, your right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Arms are reaching in opposite directions. See if you can keep them shoulder height. Maybe your gaze is over your right fingertips. Right knee bends over the ankle, but not in front of it. And keep it in line. And you can see your big toe. Relax. Let's inhale, reach the arms up and overhead and straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend, and straighten the arms out to the sides. So we're going to lift it up, gather the energy. Exhale, bring it down. One more. Exhale. Can you press equally into both feet? Can you feel that right glute rolling under, like the right thigh is trying to spin up? Can you feel the outside of that left pinky toe pressing in? And imagine you're trying to squeeze your heels together on the mat without them going anywhere. Beautiful. One more breath. Left hand is going to come down to the thigh. Right hand spins up and back. Revolve that warrior. Find a nice stretch on that right side of the body. Gaze can be at the floor, forward, or up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. And then come all the way back to your warrior two. Keep that arms lifted up, and then the palm is up. Your right hand is going to be on the top of the right thigh. The left arm can reach up or spin the palm down, reach up and over the ear for a side angle. Let's do a little flow here. Let's take a big inhale, reach up all the way back behind us for a revolve warrior two, and then all the way back down for our side angle. Inhale, all the way back up for revolved warrior two, and all the way back down to your side angle. One more time, all the way back up, revolve warrior two. You can keep the left hand down, or you can do bow and arrow, where you wrap your left hand around your right wrist, pull up and back. It's a little archer. Big breath. And bring it on down to the forearm for a revolved, a side angle. And then from here, you can keep the arm reaching up and overhead. You can take that right arm out. Imagine you're holding a beach ball. Your right thigh's gonna burn. Take a breath here. And bring that beach ball all the way up. Straighten that leg, turn the toes so that all your toes are facing the long side of the mat. Spin the heels out just a little bit more. Relax the shoulders, let that beach ball go. Without locking out the knees. Inhale, release here. Exhale, hinge from the hip creases, fold it forward. Yes, you may pop and snap, that's okay. Let the head come all the way down. Just make sure you're never in any pain. Inhale, wave it nice and long. Exhale, fold it in. So hands can stay here. If you have blocks, bring it to your blocks. Anything you have to lift it up, great. If you have a deeper practice, you can walk the hands back. Let the head maybe come down as a little kickstand, like a little tripod. Taking some breaths here. Let the breath come to the brain, to the top of the head, to your face. And then gently bend the knees, walk the hands forward. And we're going to spin our right toes back towards the front of the mat. We're going to rotate that back heel up. Place our hands on each side of that right foot. Step it on back. Vinyasa here. So wave the spine nice and long. Coming down to your chaturanga. Coming into your upward dog or cobra. Upward dog, the tops of the feet are down. Thighs and knees are lifted. Shoulders back. You can either roll over toes, lift the hips up, or have the knees down, whichever works best for you. Take a couple breaths here. You have a lot of heat building up. Inhale. Side out the mouth. Beautiful. Left leg rises. Let's bring the knee to nose one time. Extend that leg all the way up. Step it all the way through towards that left thumb. Go ahead and lower that back heel, line up your feet, come all the way up for your warrior two. So now you're back, the back is to you, you're reaching, so now you see it from the other angle here. Relax the shoulders, knee is over the ankle, you can see your big toe. Find that gaze over the left fingertips. Can you feel the outside of that right foot pressing in? All 3 points of both feet. Can you feel the left inner thigh spinning up, left glute going under? Heels are sliding on the mat without moving. Lots of energy in this warrior two. Big breath. And right hand comes down, left hand sends up and back, revolve. Deep breath here. And that nice breath into the left lung. Big inhale. Exhale, keeping that knee bent, bring that forearm down to the top of the thigh. And then bring either the right arm up towards the ceiling or palm down, reaching up and overhead over your ear. Maybe this left arm helps to open that left knee. So you find it open, reach, keep pressing into the outside of that right foot. Let's do a flow. Inhale, reach it all the way up, revolve, warrior two. Beautiful. And then coming all the way back through for your side angle. I'm just going to spin so I can face you. And all the way up. And all the way back down. And one more all the way up. Maybe you do the bow and arrow, reaching up and back. And all the way back down to the forearm, reaching here. Or maybe you want to have a little challenge and take that arm, float it out like you're holding a beach ball. Burn, baby, burn. One more breath. Bring that ball up with you, straighten the legs. Throw that ball away, relax the shoulders. Go ahead and spin those toes in a little bit more than the heels. One more fold. You can do what we just did before, when we just came down with our arms reaching, or you can interlace the fingers behind the back, like we did before, earlier today, and open the chest. Big breath. And hinge it on forward. Let the head come towards the mat. Knuckles up towards the ceiling. Big breaths, releasing any tension. Softening the breath. Hands come down to the mat. Turn your toes towards the front of the mat. Spin to the top of the back. Lift the back heel up. Step it back, downward dog. Wave it forward. Lower down through your chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. And downward dog. Lower the knees to the mat. And sit back for child's pose. So knees can be together, toes touching, or knees can be apart, toes touching. Reach and stretch those arms nice and long. Forehead comes down to the mat, or you can even wrap the hands along the sides of the hips, letting the shoulders relax. And just really settle in. Two more breaths. And then bring the hands out in front of you. Gently wave the spine nice and long. Relax the shoulders down the back. Find that tabletop position. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Big breath here. Bring those knees back a little bit more behind you. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips up. Downward dog. Rise high to the ball of the feet. Bend your knees. Walk the feet all the way forward or float. And then bring those feet as wide as the mat. open up the toes. So the toes are going to be a little bit more open than the heels. Maybe this is where you grab blocks if you have it, or books or anything that help you. Relax the shoulders. And then maybe start to bend the knees. So you can bring the forearms, I'm going to turn and face you. You can bring the forearms down to the thighs, or you can come all the way down, okay? So come down to where your knees can handle it. There was time where I could not come this far down. It's taken a long time to get here, so embrace it. Wherever you are, it's beautiful. If you are down here, maybe you're pressing the elbows into the thighs to open, shoulders are down the back, palms together in Malasana, yogi squat. Big breath. Remember, wherever you are is perfect. Maybe you can close the eyes for a moment and just find that breath. Connecting. One more big breath. Beautiful. And gently releasing the hands down. Go ahead and straighten the legs all the way up. Heel toe those feet together to hip distance. Take peace signs with your fingers, and we're going to wrap them around our big toes. Beautiful. So you're just going to wrap it around the big toe. We're going to inhale, spine nice and long, flat back. Exhale, keeping your back nice and flat. Maybe you bend the knees and poke the elbows out towards the side. Maybe you let the belly come to the thigh. Head is heavy. You should be able to shake it yes and no. And then maybe you're just finding that those toes wrapping around your fingers so you can find that nice grip. But you're letting the thighs start to straighten. Relax the neck. Big breath. And then one more inhale, spine is nice and long, keeping the hands connected. Exhale, release the hands, roll it all the way up, one vertebrae. Relax the shoulders. And find that mountain pose. Beautiful. Connecting to your breath. Let's reach those arms up and overhead. Take your right hand and wrap it around your left wrist. Reach those arms nice and tall. Feel nice and rooted into both feet as you tip over to the right. Finding that stretch on the left side. So gaze can be down or forward or up towards the ceiling. Keep pressing into both feet equally. Feel that sides, the rib cages, everything's opening and stretching. One more breath. And all the way up. Reach those arms. Left hand wraps around the right wrist. Reach it on up. And then all the way over. Keep pressing into both feet. Maybe the gaze is forward. Maybe it's up towards the ceiling. Find that nice stretch in the ribs. And then all the way back up. One more nice little fold. So you can do hands onto the forearms. You can just take a forward fold with the hands down, or you can interlace those fingers one more time. Reach that chest forward, knuckles down, inhale. Exhale, bending the knees, folding it forward, straighten the legs. Head is heavy, knuckles up towards the ceiling. Big breath here. Maybe you're like a little clock, tick-tock. The arms are swinging left to right above you. And let it go. And roll it all the way up. Relax the shoulders. Beautiful. Come back into that mountain pose. We're going to come into a few standing poses here. We're going to do a little flow. So whatever you can do is perfect. You don't have to match anything I do. If you're on carpeting, it sometimes can throw your balance off a little bit. Tile, Might be good if you have it, it's not slippery, so just find what works for you as we come into a little flow for our balancing, grounding and balancing, all right? So come to the top of your mat in your mountain pose. Lift and spread those toes. Relax the shoulders down the back. Beautiful. Connecting to your breath. Maybe you close the eyes for a moment. Release any tension. All right, so we're going to bring our hands to heart center to start. We're going to lift the right heel up and we're going to spin that knee open. We're coming to tree pose. That right heel is going to come near the left ankle. So, like a little kickstand, you can stay here. If you feel like you're ready and you have some good balance today, you want to test it out, you can always use a wall if you need to. Bring that right foot up to the calf. Do not ever put it on top of the kneecap, so on the calf. If you feel like this is great, I've got a lot of balance today, you can reach down, bring it up to the top of the thigh. But when you do that, you want the right foot equally pressing into the left thigh, so both of them are squeezing in together so you find that balance. Beautiful. Relax the shoulders. Find a drishti spot, something in front of you that's not moving. So I may find just a little thing to focus on, so I have more control and less movement of my eyes. Beautiful. Maybe those arms reach up overhead. Relax the shoulders. Find your connection to all 3 points of that left foot. On carpeting, so it's feeling a little wobbly today. Big breath here. Beautiful. Taking one more breath. And then bringing the palms back together, can you bring that knee back forward and take a big step back so that you're on the back of that heel. So you're on that, the heel is lifted, so you're in a high lunge. The left knee is bending. Beautiful. We're gonna inhale, straighten both legs, reach up, grab some energy. Exhale, bring back down. Maybe you're bending that left knee, straightening or bending that right knee as much as feels good. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, down. Hold it here. Maybe straighten that right leg. Feel that front hip flexor stretch. Inhale, reach it all the way up. Exhale, bring it down. Left knee bends. Maybe bend the right knee. Maybe you're dipping down. Maybe that thigh is burning. One more breath. Palms together and launch it forward, finding warrior three. So you're balancing just on the left foot. Right heel's kicking behind you, toes are towards the floor. If you need more connection, I'll show you, you can always use the blocks, okay? So come to wherever is perfect for you today. One more breath. And release that leg. And shake it out. Whew! Challenging. All right, you're doing awesome. Thanks for hanging in there. Let's do the other side. All right, so come back to that mountain pose again. We're gonna find that tree pose. So I'm just gonna face you because it's easier on a video, especially since I don't have a live audience to show or walk around. So we're gonna find that rooting into the earth. Press your right foot into the earth. Feel those 3 points connected. Thigh is lifting. Left heel lifts up. Knee spins open. Heel presses against that shin or ankle there. Perfect. Calf or thigh. Sometimes when you have slippery pants too, that makes your foot slide. So take it where you need to be. Even if you're just balancing on one leg, whatever that is, it's building strength. Take a breath. Reach it on up if you'd like. Find your branches. Relax. Find that drishti spot. That gaze in front of you is something that's happening. Can you equally connect into all 3 points of that right foot? Ball of the big toe, ball of the pinky toe, middle of the heel. Relax the shoulders. Stay where you are. I'm just going to turn so you can see me on the mat here. Beautiful. And then bringing the hands together. Bring that knee forward and take that foot back. High lunge. You're on the ball of that back foot. Right knee's going to bend. Relax. the shoulders. And then inhale, straighten both legs, reach it up. Exhale, bring it down. Right knee bends. Straighten that left leg, feel that stretch. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bring it in. Straighten that left leg. Bend that right knee, make sure it's not going in, it's going toward your middle toes. Inhale, straighten it up. Exhale, bring it in. Right knee bends, left knee bends, maybe hovers towards the earth. Shaky, 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 one more breath. And we're gonna launch it forward, finding warrior three. Balancing on that right leg. Let the left heel kick behind us, toes are towards the floor. Maybe you use the blocks, hands can be at heart center. In warrior, you can do whatever you want with your hands. Arms can be out, forward, at your hips, wherever you feel most connected and balanced. One more breath. And gently release the legs. Shake it out. Woo! How y'all doing over there? Awesome? All right. So I'm working on a lot of earth as an element. So our earth element, grounding, rooting into the earth, trying to be more grounded with all of the things that are going on with us. So hopefully this is helping you. We've got one more balancing pose. Let's do it. We're going to do eagle. You don't have to use blocks. If you have them, you can place them on the outsides of your feet. If you have books, place them on the outsides of your feet. It's just a little space where your toes can connect. Don't need them, but I'll show you what it's like. All right, so we're gonna come into that chair pose. We're gonna open our feet just a little bit. We're gonna relax the shoulders. You wanna start to bend the hip creases, bring those sit bones back. You're gonna be able to press into all 3 points of those feet. Relax the shoulders. We're gonna start by pressing into that right foot, lifting the left heel up. Maybe we lift it up so much we cross up and over the thigh and we find that block or book. Sink those down. If the toes find the floor, great, or they can even wrap behind. So they wrap and behind that thigh. Wherever you are is perfect. Sit it down nice and deep. Squeeze those thighs together. Reach our arms out to the side. Take our right arm out in front of us. Stack our left arm on top. Either hold the shoulders, press the backs of the hands together, or crisscross to the palms. Sink it down, lifting those elbows up towards the ceiling. Sit bones down towards the earth. Squeeze those thighs. Big breath in. Find this beautiful eagle pose. One more breath. Straighten the arms, the legs. Woo, shake it out. This time I'm going to just show it without the blocks in case you don't have them. Let's do the other side. All right, find that grounding. I always start with my feet rooted first. It's so important to be grounded, earth to air. So you want to be able to find that stability because it's going to make every pose you do so much stronger and more stable. Big breath here. Palms together. Sink it back, find the chair pose. Press into the left foot. Right heel lifts. Cross it up and over the thigh. Squeeze it together. Maybe the tippy toes come to the floor. Maybe you wrap behind the calf. Wherever you are is perfect. Squeeze those thighs. Sink it down. Arms open. Left arm. Right arm stacks on top. Hold your shoulders. Backs of the hands or the palms. Fingertips poke up towards the ceiling. Sink it down. Squeeze those thighs. Big breath into the belly. Inhale. One more. Beautiful. Reach it up. Untwist. Shake it out. You did it. Awesome. All right, go ahead and come on back to the front of your mat. Relax the shoulders. Find that mountain pose. Big breaths. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold hands, come down to the floor, step it back. Your last vinyasa of today. Wave it forward, find your plank. Lower down, chaturanga, elbows to the ribs. Tops of the feet down, shoulders up and back. Dog. Toes lift under, heels up. Let them bring the knees down, sink it back, child's pose. Enjoy this. Either knees together, toes together, or the knees apart as wide as the mat, toes touching. Take a few breaths here. Just let it go. Bring into your third eye maybe some intention that you've created, and let it just release into the earth, to your mat. Make you feel a little bit more grounded, moment by moment. Remember, it's just yoga. But when you have some intention or purpose, sometimes it can just make the energy that you create different than just doing yoga. So, hope you're enjoying this so far. One more breath. And then come to your hands and knees. Sit off to one side or the other. And shake out those legs. Beautiful. Let's take our right leg out to the side. Our left foot, the foot is going to come to the inside of that right thigh. Beautiful. So we're going to spin our chest towards our bent knee. So we want our chest twisted towards our bent knee. So let's start here. Find a nice little twist. Take the hands, just rest them on the right thigh, relax. Maybe you spin the shoulders open. Maybe the gaze is over the left shoulder. Big breath. And then keeping the chest open here towards the bent knee, take the right hand down to the top of the right thigh or the shin. Take the left arm, scoop it up, palms up towards the ceiling, reach up and over, flex those right toes, keep bending. Maybe you turn the palm up and you just find a nice deeper bend. Some people can bend and touch their toes, or just imagine touching your toes. Spin the chest open. If you have any shoulder issues, if this is bothering you, please maybe bend the elbow and just rest your palm on the back of the tops of the shoulders. Let the neck relax. Deep breath here. One more breath. And then spinning the chest down towards that leg, the right leg. Hands on both sides. Inhale, lift the spine. Exhale, fold it down. So if you have blocks here, you can bring yourself up a little higher. If the palms come down to the floor, great. Keep the toes flexed towards your face. And maybe the head comes to the knee. Doesn't have to. Maybe you place even a blanket on top of the knee to bring the forehead closer to the knee with the little spacer there. One more breath. And gently come all the way back up. And turn forward. Sometimes it feels nice to take your hands behind you with the feet up and just windshield wiper a little side to side. All right. So this time the left leg is going to come out. The right leg, the foot is going to come to the inside of that left thigh. Beautiful. Once again, we're going to spin our chest, just our rib cage, towards the bent knee. Keep spinning. Take both of our hands, place them on the outside of that right thigh, and let that kind of be a little pressure, but not causing it to hurt anything in the back. So you're just twisting. Maybe the gaze is over the right shoulder. If that bothers your neck, just look forward. Relax the shoulders. Big breath. And then keeping the chest towards that bent knee, that left hand can come to the shin. Maybe you turn the palm up Bringing that forearm down to the top of the thigh. Right arm reaches up, palm is down, up and over the ear like we did earlier, and maybe you're bending over to imagine you're touching your left toes. So once again, spinning the chest open. If this is bothering your neck, please try to find a spot where you can gaze down or forward or up where it doesn't hurt, never any pain. This needs to bend. You can always bend and press it against the tops of your shoulders to open it up there. Feel the stretch in the right hip, the ribs, the shoulders. One more breath. And then rounding the chest. Hands come to each side of that left leg. We're going to inhale, nice long spine, and exhale, fold it down. Keeping the left toes back towards your face. Relax the shoulders. Once again, you can use a blanket on top of the knee. I'll show you what that looks like since I have the blanket here. And that could let your head come down without having to come all the way down to the knee. Taking some deep breath. Gently round your spine all the way up. And come all the way down onto your back. And if you want a little core along the way, and just round it all the way down. Once you get there, bring the knees into the chest, hands to the shins, rock it side to side. Relax. Let's take one moment for our legs up. Let's bring our palms down to the floor, extend our legs up to the sky, flex our feet, so we're almost like we're trying to stand on the ceiling. Pull the belly button up and in, feel that tailbone lengthening down, and just let everything come back down, let the heart rate slow down. Feel the blood flow coming back down to the heart. Can you find that breath back into the lower part of the belly, below the belly button? So just to visually show you, I'm going to breathe deeply into the belly. My hand rises, that's right on top of my belly. Then my rib cage rises. Then my chest rises. And then everything softens as I exhale. Three more breaths. And one. And bringing the hands to the sides, palms down, bend the knees. Bring the feet down. If it feels good, the feet can be as wide as the mat. Lift so that you're just on the heels and reach your lever side to side. Now we're down to our final Shavasana, and everybody has a different Shavasana that might feel good for you. So maybe it's a complete Shavasana where legs are out to the corners, all the way down, palms are up, and you're just totally relaxed here. Sometimes this can feel a little funky if your lower back doesn't feel amazing. So maybe the soles of the feet come to the mat, wide as the mat, and the knees come in together. That may feel amazing. Maybe you want the soles of the feet touching, the knees open up to the sides and like a butterfly. And maybe to you that's amazing. And then you also have this, maybe you have your blanket with you, and maybe it feels good to put that blanket underneath the knees come all the way back down. So take whatever Shavasana is going to work for you today. Some days, certain ones feel better for me, and I don't judge it. I just let it be if that's what I needed that day. Sometimes I just like legs up the wall, and I'll scoot against the wall, bring my legs back up like we just did, and I'll let them relax there. And sometimes that's what I need. So what do you need today? What's going to make you feel most grounded? Connecting back to the earth element. Finding that stability, that calmness. Maybe you close the eyes and let the gaze just soften. Can you let the eye sockets soften in the back as they release down to the earth? Make sure you're not clenching the jaw, and you feel the face just melting down to the earth. The shoulders feel heavy, connecting. Backs of the hands. The sacrum. All the way down to the hands. And the breath is just as it should be. As it is now is perfect. And just stay here, connecting to that breath. Finding that stability, that softness that you need. And as you're softening here, I'm just going to come to seated, so stay where you are. I'm just going to come to a seated position so I can find a nice little pose here for you to help release a little bit more. Can you breathe deep into the belly one more time? And just let it go. Once again, bringing that intention or dedication that you had for your practice back to your mind. And maybe one thing that's just not letting go, grab it and just let it go up to the earth, into the sky, and out. Just let it go. The success of yoga does not lie in the ability to perform postures, but in how it positively changes the way we live our life and our relationships. And just continue to find that softness, maybe sinking in a little bit deeper into the earth. Feeling the earth, letting you feel grounded, more calm, more stable. So when things start to feel a little crazy, just remember you can always come back to feeling grounded. Three more breaths here. And if you want to stay here longer, feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. Otherwise, start to make movements with the hands, maybe circling the wrist, wiggling the fingers. circling the ankles, wiggling the toes. Maybe the head left to right with the neck feels good. Maybe a stretch overhead with the arms, an equally long stretch forward with the toes, so opposite direction, like a good morning stretch. And then even finding a nice little movement here just to wiggle. Maybe you bring the knees into the chest, curling up into a little ball. Connecting in, releasing that sacrum. And then you can either roll off to the left or the right into a fetal position with the arm underneath the head, or just come up to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. And then just cross the legs once again into your easy seat. Feel the grounding of the sit bones into the earth, shoulders relaxed. And maybe you connect the palms together at the heart. I want to thank you so much for taking this time out of your day to ground into earth, to let your body feel a little less stress. Let the earth take some of that away from you. Feel a little lighter in the shoulders, a little calmer in the mind. Maybe you've opened up your heart just a little bit more to receive and to give. And the light in me honors you. Thank you so much for your beautiful practice today. I hope to see you again soon. Hopefully in the studio soon. Namaste. So thank you so much for this amazing practice. You did awesome, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Till next time.